Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. Welcome if you're new. I'm Stacy, and tonight we are going to unbox our Sketchbox box that we got today in the mail. Well, I did. Sharp utensil. Gently. There we are. Set that aside. I like the art on the box. Reminds me of a piece my daughter did when she was young. Let's open it up and see what we got. I miss getting the Sketchbox box. Ooh, paint. I can see paint, you guys. First, let's pull this back. Pull out our, papers. That's pretty. Oh, it's glossy. It's like super glossy now. It's got a nice smooth finish on it. This is Andrew Penna, is the artist this month. There is his medias. If you're interested in checking out his work, it's really beautiful. Right up my alley with the colors too. And then there's our Sketchbox Premium Gouache box. And all of our information. Let's set that aside for now. What's this? Oh, round. Oh, fun. We have a round surface. I'm so excited. The Magnin 1404 Sketchbox Toscana 100% cotton, 140 pound round block of 15 sheets of rough acid-free paper. Fun! Alright, well, we'll play with that in a minute. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Oh, and a new paintbrush. I do love a new paintbrush. Where's our opener? There we go. Ah! So much packaging. Come on. This can come out. There we go. I'll set that there. And pop this off. Oh, okay. It's triangular. Why are you triangular? Sketchbox Signature Tri-Wedge brush. This unique brush is great for florals and a variety of techniques. Try loading each side of the brush with a different unique color for unique effects. Huh. Well, that's interesting. I do love the shape of it too. It's nice to hold these kinds of brushes with the little thicker body and the narrow tail. Interesting. Huh. Oh. I'm intrigued. Alright, let's grab out our paints. Ooh, Liquitex Titanium White acrylic paint. And then we have 2, 3, 4. Ooh, our Sketchbox sticker. Gouache. No. Come on. There we go. It's a pretty color. Is that everybody? We got a Copic. Shake it out. Put that back inside. We have a Copic Multiliner 0.3 pigment ink, water, and Copic proof. Oh, so I could use this under my Copic markers. Interesting. Alright, well that's awesome. Woo, slow down, hold your roll. Let's move our box. And then we have our gouache. So is this acrylic gouache then? Holbein Artist Gouache in Hummingbird Blue, Peony, which is a purpley color, looks like, light ochre, and Myosotis Blue, M-Y-O-S-O-T-I-S, blue. It's a light blue. Okay, so our gouache, which these finely ground pigments offer superior color and opacity. Dilute them to create transparent washes or use them straight out of the tube for opaque details. So they're not acrylic then? I'm going to assume these are not acrylic gouache. They're water that print is too teeny tiny for me to read. All right, well, let's get to swatching and see what we have. And maybe a little palette would be good for mixing on. I got this little dude. Oh, it's got gouache on it already. I have my round one that's clean. It's stained, but it's clean. We'll set that over there. And then it says open right here. Aha. Mayhap with a straight edge. And I'm just going to take the top right off. Woo! Okay. That's so awesome. I've been wanting to get some round. How many do we have? 15. Fun. I've been wanting to get some round, and this little line on here, if you can see that, focus, tells you where you can peel your painting off, because the rest of it, this is all glued. And I'll keep the lid with it so that I know what paper I have. Rough, but it's not too rough. It's got a little bit of a texture, a grain going this way, which is fine. Let's swatch on. There's a piece of extra watercolor paper over here somewhere. I do. I do. Come here. Oh, it's not watercolor paper. It's Bristol paper. This is watercolor paper though. There we go. One of my square little trading card size ones. We'll do our swatching on that. White is white, you guys. I mean, this is acrylic though. I don't know. Do we have... Does that pop apart? I feel like it should. It does. Pull top. Okay. Which is nice because, ooh, I hate to waste that. But I'll put it there. Let's throw that away. Already made a mess. Just started. I should grab a paper towel too while I'm thinking about it. Oh, I have one right here. Nice. Okay. Put our lid back on. And we can squeeze out a bit when we need it. I'm not going to do that right this second though. But I will go ahead and pop these little babies open. Look how cute they are. They're so adorable. Alright. Put blue there. I'm really not a fan of the metal or aluminum, I guess, tubes. I tend to squeeze them when I'm unscrewing the lid and I make a mess. There's the light blue, and we'll put the darker blue here. That's pretty. Ooh, I like that. What are you again? Hummingbird blue. Kind of reminds me of that, a Mayan blue. And then we have our light ochre. Put right here. And this really pretty peony. Right? Yeah. Which is very purpley looking. Ooh, very solid. Hopefully these are the water-based ones, which would be great because then I can leave them right in this palette and play with them, re-wet them and play with them over time. We also have our, let's see, what else didn't I read about? Titanium white acrylic gouache. Unlike traditional gouache, this paint is fully opaque. Mix it with the Holbein colors to create a variety of tints or to use on its own to create stark highlights. The signature wedge brush. The Copic Multiliner. Oh, it's in cobalt blue. That's fun. And she has to try it right away. Ooh, nice. I love it. Look at that. Check it out. I'm all excited. It's cobalt blue. I'll do a little raggedy flower over here. The stem coming down like that. I don't know why, it just feels right. I love using pens, so yeah, this is nice. The 0.3 size is not my favorite. It is a little fine for me, but yeah, fun. Super enjoyable. Yeah, I like it. And it's blue, so that's fun. Then we have our textured cotton paper, which is great for a variety of mediums, absorbent and durable, and is perfect for gouache in this month's box. Fun. Okay, do we have... we don't have any prompts or anything, so we'll just go ahead and maybe do a little landscape. Our artist, as an artist, Penna, I'm assuming is how you say that, uses plein air painting to capture little moments all around us. He relies on shapes, light, and colors to capture the atmosphere of a location. For Penna, his work is a form of meditation. Check out his Instagram to see more of his work or his website to purchase. That's just pretty. I like the textures going down in the sky instead of across. That's interesting. Okay, let's swatch. Let's play with this paintbrush. Let's get it clean first. You're supposed to go wash it in the water and like under the, we'll just swish it in the thing. It'll be fine. Comes to a pretty fine point. It appears to have a little bit of a like a wedge. Can you see me? Like the shorter bristles are on one side as opposed to the other, which is fine. Well, let's grab a little bit of each color and lay it down. We have our blue, which is really pretty. That's really, really pretty. Okay. And then we have, yeah, it's rewettable. Nice. Because the spot already dried. And then we have our other blue, which we'll swatch there. This is fun. Okay. And then we have our purple, or peony color, which we'll put a swatch here. A little more water. Let that come out a little bit. There we go. Very pretty. Very, very pretty. Do our flower in this color. Messily. We'll do our flower messily with this color. Clean that off. And then we'll swatch our light ochre, which looks kind of yellowy. Very pretty. And these are all really pretty together. Let's try that loading each side with a color thing. I don't know how that would work, but it's mostly just muddy. I don't like it. Alright, that's just silly. Maybe with a thicker application of the paint, you could do that. You could get in there and put a bunch of color on one side and some on the other. Let's flip this over. I've got dark on that side and light on that side. And I'm not a one-stroke person. Like, I don't really do that stuff. That technique for leaves and I don't know, I don't really do that. I mean, kinda. I don't dig that at all. I do like the watercolor nature of this though, so this box is right up my alley. Okay, let's set that aside. We have swatched everything, and maybe let's do, and I made a mess because I flipped that over. Maybe let's do a little landscape. What do we think? I think so. Just a little without reference photo. Let's wet this down across the top. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you guys can see what I'm doing. Scoot it up. I'll put this here for a little bit of visual interest. Something for this to focus on. Focus. There we go. Just because it's fun to do a landscape. This doesn't hold a lot of water, this little brush. That's alright. We'll make it work. Let's grab this darker blue and wisp it across the top up there. Why not? And then this blue is super pretty. Pull it down. Let those mix together. Maybe go a little bolder than that with this on the top. There we go. Maybe some of the peony color right there. Let it bleed around, that's pretty. I think we could go a little darker with this one though. Grab our, pull that down, really get a, it's going to be too dark. Maybe we could create some sunset clouds. Yeah, there we go. Then we'll let that come down and thin out. Okay. Kind of colors can we get? Can we get a kind of a gray, kind of purpley gray color? There we go. Maybe a little more blue. Cool that down. I got a little bit of blue color. And while it's still wet, just kind of drop in some pine trees, pine tree-esque. I dig that. I do like doing these kinds of paintings where you get to layer, pretty limited palette, and you get to layer color in like this. I really find this to be an enjoyable, relaxing practice. I highly recommend it. Even if you don't really care to do landscapes, like that's not really your thing, I really, really highly recommend just playing with color. If you don't want to do landscape, just do flowers, do, you know, impromptu flower patterns, and just let the colors blend on the page like this and see what they do. Because look at that, isn't that pretty? I mean, the sky's a little washed out. Maybe we should try again. Let's try again. Because I got the sky a little crazy. Maybe let's gently peel this off. And you just slide it away without cutting yourself, especially if you have a sharp object. You don't really need something sharp to peel your page off with. This is a palette knife. We'll set that guy up there. And it peels off pretty smooth. Let's try again. Let's go. All right, we're gonna, I suppose, use the same brush. I really don't want to use that brush for this guy. All right, I'm gonna get in here and do let's try wet it down. This is a practice I've been doing on my channel for landscapes. If you've been around, you've seen my landscapes, the bigger ones that I've done, where you get to do the wet into wet technique. Let's grab this purple and just drop it up here. Some of this blue. Yeah, that's a pretty sky color. This is the peony and the hummingbird blue mixed together to make a deeper purpley color. And we can get in here and make kind of a nighttime sky. That's pretty, right? Maybe make it a little more blue and some spots. Too vibrant. Too much paint. Okay. Just mix it right on the page, which is also great fun. And then maybe some of the light blue here to temper that a bit, soften it out. Yeah, that's pretty. Lost my purple though. So maybe we'll take the little brush again, because it gives us better control. Mix the light blue, ooh, and maybe a bit of white with this to make it a little more pink. Oh yeah, there we go. And get some pink going on. That's nice. We'll wet into wet and let it bleed around. It's really pretty. Maybe we have a sunrise morning going on. Yeah, that's pretty. And then we can pull that down into our into our tree base down here. Good. And then make some more of that purple. Should we make some more of that dark purple? Temper it a bit with some white. Make it a little less intense and a little more opaque. Maybe a little thicker. A little more blue. And this is always the fun part for me too, mixing colors together and seeing what happens. What happens when you mix this with that and so on and so forth. I've got too much blue, so we go look a little more purple. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. Let's test it before we get too carried away. Yep. You can see the blue and the purple separating a bit because both colors are in the brush, which is fun. And then we'll start dropping in some lines for our background trees. Just tap the page where you want the light ones to be. Maybe not so big, farther apart in the distance. Create a little hill line right there. Ooh, this brush is fun. Okay. How's that? Fun! Very, Christmassy to me for some reason. I'm not sure why. Maybe put a little more blue in this. Touch more of the yellow ochre. Kind of. Oh, that made it a little green. Nice. Okay. A little variation going on, which is fun. Put some darker ones in here and there. Pull this guy down. Maybe there's snow on the ground reflecting the it kind of does look like a little snowy scene, doesn't it? And our trees back here kind of starbursted a bit into that wet sky, which is totally fine. And just create a little jagged edge going up, coming down, because your very distance is going to be very muted and hardly any details at all. See? Pretty. And if you go shadowed but light back there, it gives that feeling of depth in your piece, which is so fun. These colors are great together. I really want to leave that little patch of pink right there too. Let's do a little more blue in there. Let's see if we can, oh, yellow, this yellow ochre color in there. Make it a little more green. Is that too light? It's too bright is what it is. That's alright. A bit of texture on the edge of these couple trees that are in the foreground. Right here. Like that. I really want them to be a little more gray. There it is. Oops. There it is. That's our weird dark foreground trees. The light's not hitting them. We'll put one right here. I'll turn the brush this way. Maybe not. I'll just swoosh it out a bit. Use the tip. It's too wet. Interesting. Good. Alright, I'm digging this one, so I'm just going to let it be. I'm going to let it be what it is, because I could fuss with this. And the fussing is what gets you. Wet into wet, when you fuss and fuss and fuss, is what makes mud. Let me hit this with the heat tool real quick. I will edit this part out. There we go, now it's all dry. I'm going to zoom out a skosh so you guys can see the table. Put our paint up there. Here's our artist, and here are our two paintings that we created. Either one with a reference photo. I've been doing a bunch of these little landscape tree pictures, just practicing mixing color and my skies. I really want to master doing a really pretty sky, and over the last few landscape paintings that I've done, I think I've done a pretty good job of that. But you guys can tell me what you like about this box. I think it's awesome. I love these colors, and that they're like a watercolor based is really wonderful. The the Liquitex Acrylic Titanium paint will dry solid. You're not going to be able to reuse it on the palette, and I don't know what it's going to do to, we'll see, like what it's going to do to this paint. If it, I'm not, just curious. Made my little palette too hot, but we'll wave it around a little bit, let it get cool. Melt my plastic palette. I'm curious if the, once it's mixed, probably not, but will it re-wet? A little. I mean, but see, the Liquitex acrylic isn't going to dry solid. So I would recommend that you only put a teeny tiny bit of this out and maybe mix it with some water so that it doesn't, not a lot, just a little bit of water. So you don't want to break down the binding agent too much. But it is nice for making softer, more opaque colors with your gouache. Oh, I don't know. I really enjoyed this box. A lot. The, there we go. Paintbrush is interesting. And here's all the stuff that came in the box. Oh, I didn't use our little pen. I didn't use our pen. I could use it on this. And I mean, that's something fun you can do. You can paint over or draw over your gouache, which, you know, I don't normally do because I'm trying to master gouache as a painting medium within itself. So I don't often go over the tops. But we could get in a few fun. I mean, an ink pen's an ink pen, right, guys? If you're not savvy about ink pens, I highly recommend that you pick up a couple and play with them, and I'll pull out the sketchbook and really give them a whirl, because I found over the course of the last couple of years of really seriously doing my art again that I really enjoy drawing with the ink pens, because you can't fix your mistakes. There's no erasing, and I like that. I like that, the challenge of that. I like the fact that I can't go back. Once it's down, it's down. And I tend to draw over, and if I've made a mistake or an error in proportions or whatever, I just draw over it. And I draw over it and over it, say I'm drawing the Christmas tree shape and you don't really care for it, it's not quite symmetrical, you can just expand and draw over it. And it's just a sketchbook, so who cares what it looks like, right? But it's fun, and it creates a lot of fun textures and shapes, and on your pieces it can create textural interest, which is desirable sometimes. Gives interest to your piece. Yeah, so I dig it. And there is our box for this month. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. Thank you so much for watching. If you stuck through, give me a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!